All right, so we're gonna keep going here on the page builder of Wix. I'm seeing a lot of distractions here, to be honest with you. We went through kind of setting up the store there, and then it pushed us to get a premium plan, and we went through the pricing and all this. So we're back now, and we're gonna kind of finish up. What does this look like? How do we connect the domain? How do we get this thing live? What are the other things we can edit and change on the website? I am gonna go to go down through here. I've already added a product. Obviously, you're going to want to delete out your example products there, add in your own. But overall, looking pretty good. And I don't think it's anything special, but you can set up the layout how you want it to be. I kind of like the example of doing something a little bit smaller. I don't like no, I don't like that. Don't like that at all. Let's try this. So the reason why I don't like that part is you see how like you have more than one. This is cut off, or no, it's not cut off now. But one, you don't want something like this that people have to scroll through. That doesn't make anyone happy. On a mobile device, it might be nice to swipe through it, but honestly, I'd rather swipe up than swipe to the right. It's just a little more intuitive. I think this is probably the best layout. I'm not gonna lie that there's a lot of this is the problem that I'm seeing is that they have a lot of options here, but I don't know if I really like a lot of them. There's quite a few of them that just don't really make sense to me. This is smaller. These ones are a little bit bigger, maybe. I guess this one adds all the products and you can filter through it. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of how this is laid out. It might be the template I'm using. It could be I mean, we gotta go all the way up to the top here. Yeah, see, not a lot of variation here. This one was bigger products, but you had to scroll more. There's not, yeah. So what I'm getting at with this, and I'm kind of processing through as I'm using it, is very limiting, to be honest with you. And it's quite frustrating on my end because I know what I kind of want, but I can't really replicate that given what I'm seeing here. Now, if we were to set up something custom, we could probably create some sort of image or add a single, a single product and customize it a bit. That takes a lot more work than I'm willing to kind of do right now. So I'm gonna leave it as it is on this front. I'm gonna use the default layout. I could change the colors. Let's see what we can do here. You can go to colors to change your site color palette. So I guess the best, one of the biggest things that I missed must be coming in, I might have jumped into it too quickly, is getting your template or getting your website set up properly from the get-go, meaning setting your fonts, setting your colors, setting your different accent items. That is incredibly important and it'll help you speed up the process as you're going through. I did not do that because honestly, I wasn't prompted to do it. I was prompted to kind of jump in and choose a template and just get started. My experience dictates that you need to get these foundational pieces set before you're going to dive into anything because it's just going to be redoing things the whole time, right? You're going to be building something, you're going to be changing something, you're going to be tweaking it, and then something that looks good in one way, but once you tweak the colors of the font, it might not look great the other, when you after you do that. So then you have to go back and tweak that. It becomes this whole back and forth, whereas if you get things start and build it out in a process, it's going to go much faster, much smoother, and hopefully easier. So I'm looking at the rest of this website. I can edit the blog style. I kind of like the overlay. Contact information, can update that. I do. You can integrate your Instagram here. I'm assuming that it's just a quick URL addition. Yep, you can just connect your Instagram. You can choose how you want it to look. That's not a problem. About is just basic text. If I were to edit it, I'd go in here, and then you just have the same, right, how they had it before at the top. You can just change that. So all in all, it it works. I'm not inspired by this design at all. I find it fairly frustrating to work with the product side of things. It seems pretty limiting. But at the end of the day, I am able to add the text I want. I can integrate Instagram. I can add some images in. It integrates with Unsplash, which is cool. I'm able to add a subscribe form here at the bottom, and I'm imagining once I hit edit, I can connect it. So I can change my copyright message if I wanted to at the bottom, and I'm able to set up different pieces, and this is the footer. So now you have your header at the top, you got your footer at the bottom. I don't really know if I need to change anything here with the subscribe form. It seems like it will just automatically, I don't really know where that's going to go. Where are they going to subscribe to? There's a blog part of it, and we can see our post, and we can also see our categories. Right now, we only have one category. It's all post. So if I wanted to create a new category called ginger recipes, right? It shows category URL. This is the title. We'll probably create the same thing. Ginger recipes for home cooking, right? We can add an image here. I'm not going to do that right now, but it would make this category look better probably if we had an image. And I'm assuming this is for social sharing. So if someone were to share the category on Facebook or something like that, this would be the image. If I would add it, would be the image that's shown. So let's save that. This is here. You can see it how it is there. And then if we go back to post, you can see that we can edit post. You can turn off commenting. You can duplicate it. Can trash it. I'm gonna create a new post. Just gonna do, this is my test. This is where I can write text. I can add an image. I can video it. I can add some code here, and it looks like this is a line. Okay, a break, line break. So let's delete that out. This is where the body of the article should go, right? If I could type that right. And then you add in an image. You can add in your gallery, which is multiple images, right? You can add in a little bit of HTML code. Not sure what you would be doing there, but you know, if you had something you wanted to embed and it's only code, probably an easy way to do it. Look at the post settings here. So we have our general. We can add it to ginger recipes. I'm the author. We can do an extra. This is a test. Probably don't need to write that, but this is a cover image. Again, you can have your own. I would recommend that. You can upload your media, or you can pull in from Unsplash or other places if you do not have an image. Highly recommend more custom on that. Display cover image. I'm gonna hit no because we don't have one. Feature this post. That's probably a setting for Wix just to prioritize this one, so it's a little bit higher level depending on how you have your blog settings set up. So let's hit save here. And let's hit publish. There's also at the top here, if we click edit, you'll see and notice, don't really want to do that, right? You can see a preview option, which is pretty handy if you're editing or writing something and you want to preview it. It doesn't seem to really be working right now. I need to give it a title, then add image. Okay. So I don't really know why I can't see it, but I'm going to scroll down my website here. At the bottom, this should be a test. And if I click on it, it shows in the body of it. So it's being pulled up here. So I'm seeing that it's connected. That automatically pulls it in here. That's pretty cool. I don't really know. Okay, so I have my blog page, which now I can actually see it. And this is my actual blogs, which is pretty nice. It's actually a pretty clean design. It's pretty straightforward. not opposed to that. And then my shop page. So learning the system a little bit, I'm just diving in. So you're seeing it raw. Is that you have your pages here. So you basically can select how every different page looks. Right now I only have 3: my home, my blog, and my shop page. And obviously you have your product page, which is for your individual products. And then you have your cart page. Not really a big fan of that page, but I don't know. We can look back, add that in a second. Cart is empty, and then thank you page after someone were to complete their order. So product page, let's go back to this. I believe we can manage it. Managing it means most likely the structure, what content is being displayed. I'll look at the design one next to see if we can change the design. I don't really want to set up regions right now. You can connect a domain. We'll talk about that in a second. So right now it says let's set up your site. So the last 2 things to do are connecting your site, get a domain, and connect your site to Google. We'll do a specific one about connecting your site to Google and SEO, but essentially this is all part of that. So let's go back here. Let's close this out. So as a quick overview for setting up with the Wix website, I went through their ADI, the Wix ADI, and basically they asked a bunch of questions. There's a quiz. You can go through that yourself, or you can jump right to a template and jump right to here, depending on what you're interested in. In order to get through different pieces of the process, you're going to have to select a premium plan. If you're going to have a shop, in order to set the shop up and set up your business settings, set up all these things, you're going to have to pick a plan. That's a business plan to do this. If you don't want to do that, you're not going to be able to sell things on Wix. That is a big limitation there. Also, when you're getting to your website, first thing you want to do is after you select your template that you're seeing, you're going to want to set up your different pages. If you have more than one, you can add pages under pages, and then add section page. You can add different app integrations. There's online store, there's Instagram feed. You can add chat features, bookings, all that, which they asked us about previously. If you wanted to be like, oh, actually, I do really want to add events, you can go back into those apps and add an event widget or app to your website. Not really sure why they call them apps. They're not really apps. They're more like modules or plugins, but again, that's what they call them. Design. So we already talked about our themes. This right here, we selected clean on the theme, and you can go into this on the design side and you can select your colors. They already have like color palettes created for you, and you can select your main color, and then you can edit your own and set up your own colors here. I'm going to leave that as is, but I would highly recommend that you spend some time here first, because this will save you a long time. Like I mentioned previously, the more time you spend setting up your fonts, your theme, and your colors, I don't really know what animation is. It's probably transitions. Yep. So transition, like fade in, fade out. I'm not going to recommend that to anyone right now, because you don't really know how that's going to play out. You might be able to have that added into certain features as you scroll down. They can fade in and such. It might create a cool effect, but not really worth it at the moment. And then you can set up your store, you set up your blog, and then if there's other apps, again, same exact as previous, and add apps, manage apps, right? So you're kind of redundant here, but it's good because you can find what you're looking for. So you set up your store. Like I said, you need to connect it to a business plan first before you do that. The cheapest one being, I think, $22 a month if you're buying yearly. So let's review again. Wix, you have to have a domain set up. They take care of hosting for you. If you want to use their free version, you can, but it will have ads on it. If you want to set up a business account, that AK means you can sell things online, you need to buy that package. Now, they offer a lot of extras. Are they worth it? Are they needed? If you're already using Wix, use them, right? Take full value of what you're getting. But if you're looking at Wix as an option, My recommendation based on what I'm seeing here and what I'm experiencing is that this is pretty standard. There's really nothing in Wix that is extraordinary, that's different than what I've seen before. So I would recommend do your shopping around, make sure you're seeing what works best for you. If you determine that Wix is, be smart with what you're choosing. Remember, the Wix logo maker, you're probably going to get a pretty standard logo and you don't really have the rights to sell it or transfer it. So maybe think about out of the box doing different things from the get-go so you have a good logo that you can put onto your site. Now the hosting taken care of, domain. Now it's coming to domain. You can get a free voucher for a domain for a year. That's how Wix kind of gets you into their whole system as well. It's the same thing with ads. It's part of a marketing thing to get you connected into their system. Therefore, you're more dependent and reliant upon it. My rule of thumb is you should always have hosting and domain separate. They're independent of each other. So if you want to transfer your hosting to another location, it's a very simple process and you don't have to go through transferring your domain all the time, right? Having your domain separate allows you to keep it and protect it, and therefore it's not dependent upon who you're hosting with. That's a very important thing, especially if hosts don't want you to leave their platform and they make all of these impediments for you to leave. Changing a domain is actually fairly takes some time. It takes a couple of days to be able to actually get it transferred out. If you don't have that limitation, you could get everything switched over, transferred out in a day. So it's not necessary, but it's highly desirable and also advised to have them separate. So if I'm going to click get a domain, one of the prompts I'm going to get is probably going to be setting up a domain through Wix, which I'm not going to do. But you also have two options. You can buy a new domain or you can connect a domain you already own. So what I'm going to do, see right here, start by choosing a premium plan to upgrade your website. Once your website is premium, you'll get your domain connected. Again, another paywall. This is something incredibly annoying that I'm finding out here. I have to pay to play. And this is okay because this is a certain platform. This is how they make their money. This is what they're setting up. But it's pretty annoying when you're going in and trying to set up a website that every single time you try to set up a store, set up domain, set up other things, you're going to be basically said you have to sign up and subscribe to this. So my recommendation here is if you know you're going to be using Wix, choose a plan that's right for you. But before you're getting into it, make sure you do your due diligence on the pricing of it, because there could be things, as we've seen here, that are not included in that price and you'd have to pay more, and that's just not good for anyone. So make sure that if you're using a simple website, right, you should probably just need a basic website package. If you need to sell products, make sure you are allowed to connect and sell products. If you want to use your own domain, which I recommend, not use on Wix, you're going to have a premium plan to be able to connect your domain yourself, right? So these are all things you need to be aware of. You need to point out that Wix is not trying to price gouge you, in my opinion. They're not trying to swindle you. It's a pretty straightforward and very clear process, but you just need to be aware of it so you don't create frustration for yourself or anyone else down the road. And also, if you have someone, let's say, for example, you're creating a website for someone or you're building a website for yourself, you want it to be very sustainable. You want it to be longevity if you're building a website and get the right return. So make sure you're selecting a domain that makes sense for you. If you already have one that you've been using, keep using that one. You don't need to transfer it into Wix to set it up. You can actually use it externally. And I'm sure they have documentation and other information out there of which you can find to help you set up your Wix domain, your domain with Wix and get that connected. So in all said and done, when I'm setting up my website, and you'll see that I'm not completed because I've hit some paywalls and I don't even know if I want to continue through this process with Wix, but all said and done, it's all in one place. You're not getting anything special. You're not getting anything that hasn't been done before. You're not going to be unique, but you will have a website that has, in my opinion, probably going to have some okay results. It's going to be somewhat visible on different devices, and you're going to be able to quickly, matter of days most likely, if you're quick about it, have a website up that will advertise your brand or your company, and you'll be able to go from there. So from a price ratio, in my opinion, you're getting a lot for the money.